Hi everyone. It's been 3.5 years, or a little bit over that, since diagnosis, and this is the first time I feel like I'm vlogging where like I'm all dolled up in what is a typical day for me of what I normally look like. The topic of today, I want to be a little bit more focused and time conscious because I have to get to work. I had an appointment just now with lifestyle medicine at the cancer center, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And then also talk about some supports that I learned about in my Not Today Satan journal that I've written down. This is really, well, some of the supports, I guess, are national programs, and some are more located to the Massachusetts area, if you are from Massachusetts or the surrounding New England area. I sound very silly for this. I don't represent anyone but me. So, all right. So first of all, I had makeup on and I did my hair and I feel like I look like relatively like myself today so far. So when like I go out into the world, this is actually what I look like. But as you know, I haven't been in a 100% Gen fashion, and I'm trying to get out of that funk. And while I started medication back in February, I'm guessing. I have a lot of vlogs where it's like sad stuff. The meds helped, I guess at that time. I assume it was a chemical thing, not like something that's psychosomatic. And like now we're in November, which is 9 months later, and they've tried to increase the meds that they give me headaches or they make me not sleep. So I'm trying to balance out like what works. But I feel like part of the healing journey is a chemical thing that you can't ignore. And another part of that is strategies. And I've mentioned these before, but I'm going to kind of summarize all together today with what programs I've found and what's out there. So I guess I'll start with the most recent one for breast cancer, specifically survivors, because some of these are just cancer as a whole. So Runway for Recovery, I've talked about many times. I've had a few vlogs on that, and I feel like I have shorts on the YouTube channel with me walking down Runway. I have to upload the one from 2024. They doll you up, they do hair and makeup. You can take, I've done full vlogs on Runway for Recovery, so I don't want to talk too much about that. So just rewind. It always happens in October of every year. So if you rewind to October of 2022 and 2023, I will have talked about Runway in more detail. Runwayforrecovery.org.com. I don't know, just Google Runway for Recovery. So more locally, I've had my care through Mass General. So MGH offers a wide variety of things. There are oncology psychologists that, obviously in the beginning, they're to support you as you're going through all the crazy. And then even though like I'm far out at this point, it's been, in July, it was 3 years. So now we're in November. I still see the oncology psychologist. There's still things that pop up. It's not like once surgery's over, you're fine. And once, I stop my Lupron, so you're fine. I stop the Zemetas and you're fine. That's not the case. These things stay in your body for a while. I actually just had, I'd say TMI, but it just comes with territory. I had a 24-hour urine sample I had to do, because I had a kidney stone. That was actually the first red flag I had when I had a kidney stone, because I'm like, where on earth did this come from? Well, clearly my kidney, but not a typical thing. And oh my God, yes, they do hurt more than childbirth, because I have 2 kids and I can say that I've never been in pain like that ever before. Feels like someone's taking a knife and jabbing it in your, like in your side towards your back. And then they're not moving it. They're not trying to get it out, just like in there. And it's awful. And then once the stone passes into your ureter, I think, not sciencey, then like the pain goes away. Anyway, it was a horrible experience. I don't ever want to have one again. So then it led me to having an endocrinologist. And there was a link to that with the cancer thing too. Kind of more like my parathyroid hormone gland was like super firing, which I think eventually led to the kidney stone. But anyway, why was I talking about that? I go off on tangents. I don't even, the MGH thing. I don't even know why I got there. So the oncology, there's an oncology psychologist. There are oncology psychiatrists that are like specifically deal with cancer patients. Because like with me having estrogen and progesterone positive breast cancer, the hormone aspect like doesn't really go away. You have to like deal with that. Because even though your body, I'm taking tamoxifen. So even though I'm taking tamoxifen, which should be killing off any hormones that are left, again, I'm not a medical doctor. My understanding is that your body just will find ways of, I always feel like I'm so close to this. Your body will find ways of creating hormones because it just is used to having them. And you don't want hormones if you've had hormone receptor positive breast cancer. So those are resources. When the shit first hits the fan, they usually hook you up with a social worker too that can help you with like the businessy end of stuff, like insurance and work. And there's another department called PACT, Parenting at Challenging Times, I think is what it stands for, which helps you with your kids, like how to tell your kids that you've got cancer, how to, deal with being a parent while going through surgery, treatments, and all those things. So make a list as you're going through all this stuff. So specific to MGH also, there is a program called Paving the Path to Wellness. I've talked about that program before. They give you a workbook. I keep looking there because my workbook's over there. It's kind of PowerPointy. I feel like it's more like lecture based, the people that were in the Paving program with me, which was all breast cancer survivors, they had asked, oh my gosh, I'm hot flashing. I took 2 gabapentin and it's like 40 degrees outside and I'm so hot right now. I cannot go off about how wonderful these are. These fans, these Version fans on Amazon, they're like $20 or something, but they are lifesavers. I bring them to Runway because like while we're waiting to walk, it's just so friggin' hot and it's late in the day, so the hot flashes kick up and everyone's like, can I borrow your fan? I think they should just give those fans to everyone when they have, or any woman as they're going through menopause. So Paving, I guess it was supposed to be educational, though I didn't really want to hear about all the science behind things. I mean, I guess I was curious, but that's not what I wanted to get out of it. But what I liked about Paving was that someone had brought up, like, can we keep in touch with the people that were in the Paving program? It was all on Zoom, and out of that came a group of us that Zoom with each other every 2 weeks. So we have a group chat and we just like touch base with each other. If we have questions about cancer-y things, we can throw that out. If we just are sharing joys and concerns, like those are there too. And that group has been just amazing to have for supports because your friends are great. And unless they've gone through this, like there's certain things that they just don't get. Not because there's anything wrong. It's just like you don't get it unless you've been through it. So that's Paving. And I did the SMART program, Strength Management and Resilience Training, which is out of the Benson Henry Institute, which I believe is in Boston. Again, through Zoom. So I guess even if you're not local, I mean, these things are through Zoom, though I don't know if you can only go to them if you're a patient in the MGH system. I don't really know, but something to look into. So the SMART program was wonderful. They give you also a book, which is almost like a Bible that you choose stuff, if you're stressed out or whatever. There's specific activities in there or meditations or whatever it is that will help you kind of get out of that moment. So great to just keep around. And what I like about the SMART program was that they actually like do those things while you're in the program. It's not PowerPointy. Like when he started the class, you just you sit there and he walks you through meditation while you're, as part of the course. So that was great. There wasn't, I think separately, some women were like, oh, let's keep in touch with each other. And we At least I passed out my email to a couple women and they're like, oh yeah, make sure you text me. And I did. And they didn't respond, which I guess is just how, people are, whatever. I'm sure I'm missing stuff that I'm doing now. That's cancer-y, or support-wise. And Paving also, by the way, the Paving the Path to Wellness, they do other activities throughout the year. It's not like you just go to the, the webinar thing and then you're done. They do other things too. Like they had a restorative yoga thing that they did once, and they do like 5Ks or something, which not my cup of tea. But there are other things. It's not like it's a one and done thing. So what I learned today, the lifestyle medicine thing, another doctor had reached out to them to reach out to me because I feel like I'm doing all the right things and I'm still not really feeling a lot of joy when it comes to stuff. I'm going about the movements, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing all these things, and I just feel like it's not getting me to this imaginary place that I feel like I should be at to be like where I was before all this stuff happened. They give me hope and say, oh, you can go back to your former weight. And I'm like, really? Because I've been busting my ass at the gym for a year, well, not a year, for 11 months now, 10 months. And maybe I've gained or lost like 5 pounds. I lost I lost like 10 originally, but then I've gained some back. Okay, so things I learned about today. The Livestrong program. I know there's drama behind Lance Armstrong, so let's separate that out, because I'm not even sure if he's linked with the Livestrong program anymore. But it's out of, I guess this is just what I know. I don't know all the nitty gritty, but it's out of local YMCAs, so this is like all over the place. Fortunately, there is a Y that's relatively close by to me. My understanding is that they give you 3 months of membership at the Y, but it's more of a social, or it has a social aspect to it rather than just like going to a gym and you do your own thing. From what I learned today, there's like a nutrition aspect they talk to you about, and then you're doing stuff within a small group of other cancer survivors. Any cancer survivors is not specific to breast cancer. So there's more of a community base, which is like really what I'm looking for. And then the newest thing, which I feel like is right up my alley, though I had to double check with one of my doctors to make sure I could actually do it, is boxing. Not so much like boxing in a ring. It's like no contact boxing, which I guess you could move up to boxing in a ring if you want to. I think there's a company, it's called Haymakers for Hope, Hay, Haymakers for Hope.org. And they have a location in Newton, Massachusetts. I'm looking at my notes. You have to apply apparently, so I hope I get in. I don't know, I guess they only have so many spots, but yeah, it's boxing. The woman who, or one of the women that created it, is a cancer survivor herself. So the whole point is to like empower yourself, get out your anger or frustration by like punching a punching bag, not people. Maybe that's a choice, but that's not where I want to go. I enjoy, I did kickboxing for a short time, like years ago, and I thought that was a great way to let out stress. So I'm curious. So I'm going to apply. I have to get my butt to work. I got 3 minutes, but I'm going to apply and hope I get in, and then can check in with you guys and gals and people and let you know how it's all going. So that's a new thing. Haymakers for Hope. I've also mentioned the Healing Garden many times. Believe it's out of Cambridge. It's been on a post-it for 3.5 years, or probably more like 2.5 years, and I have yet to reach out to them. I know they have a plethora of stuff there for support. I just have not reached out to them, not for any particular reason. There's just like 80 million things that are going on. Yeah, there's 80 million things going on. I've probably thrown out other things that I'm just not thinking of. The Haymakers for Hope is something new I've never heard of before, so I definitely wanted to like relay that to everyone. And what was interesting is the lifestyle medicine. It was run, my actual appointment was with the nurse, my oncologist nurse. I knew I knew her name, but I switched to oncologist relatively recently, and I'm like, I know her name. How do I know her name? She's the nurse for for my new oncologist. So before I met with her, like I wrote a list of grievances in my Not Today Satan journal about all the things like I'm not happy with, because it's lifestyle, it's everything. And when I filled out they have you fill out a checklist beforehand, not really a checklist, but like a survey thing to understand you more and like where you're at. And that checklist was like right on the money. I'm like, if you go through and dig through that, I'm like, that is exactly where I am. And I love that, like, whoever created the checklist gets that, like, this is what people are dealing with at this point after cancer. Even though it's so far out, I think the biggest thing is, like, now that, like, the shots are done and the infusions are done and the surgery, I will need one more reconstruction revision. But like the main big surgeries are knock on wood done. And now it gives you time to like pause and be like, the fuck just happened? And that just brings up a whole other aspect of like moving on to life and what life looks like after cancer. One of the biggest takeaways I got, which I mean, in general, anyone should look at, is she saw so many things that I'm doing. The gym, like what I'm eating. I have a very large team of people helping. Like I have a nutritionist. I have people at the gym, the physical therapist that I meet with every month. Like I have like, you know, a lot of things in place. But she said to like, I guess this gets back to gratitude. Focus on what I am doing. Focus on what I have accomplished instead of focusing on like, what do I need to do? And what haven't I done yet? It's easy to fall into that. And I need to make a distinct, a bigger effort to focus on what I am doing for myself and how far I've come. I mean, like, granted, I didn't wash my hair today. I don't wash my hair every day because it's super, it's super thick and it would just not work well. But I put makeup on today. I have lipstick on, you know, I did my hair. I have a sweater and I even put this on, which has, I don't usually wear like chunky necklaces, but it's cold on my neck, which helps with the hot flashes. There's a bug I've been trying to kill for days. And now he's dead in my Not Today Satan journal. But it was kind of healing before that lifestyle medicine appointment to go through, like, I didn't know what she was going to ask me, but to go through like, what are things that I'm not happy about right now? Like what I wrote my non-vlog cancer complaints. I'm not going to read it to all of you because it's very personal. I'm sure you think that these are personal, but there's other things that are personal that I don't necessarily talk about. And some things I have, like, you know, my foobs. This is just an everyday reminder that you had cancer because when you look at your scars and all the stuff. But, you know, personal things about relationships and, you know, my apartment flooding and people and there's a whole bunch of things, but I'm not really a journaler, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages that I wrote of just like mad and red. Like here's all the things that I'm not happy with. One of being meds and hot flashes. Like, shouldn't that go away at some point? I know it will, but still. The fact that I can't see, my vision is shit. And I know that, I mean, my vision has always been crappy. I've had glasses for a long time. But I don't know. You gotta be on top of things. Like, just don't let things slide. I'm almost done with my Not Today Satan journal. Look at that. I only have a few pages left. So I guess no more bad things can happen because I don't have any more journal pages left. Anyway, I gotta get to work. But I wanted to fill you in on all of that and hope that that's of support to any of you. And there is a crisis hotline. I believe it's 988. You can also Google that. There is a crisis hotline if you need to, if you're in a bad place that you can't get out of, there is help. So I hope that was of help to all of you. Please share with people so that people get the help. And I'm sure there's other things too. So actually, in the comments, I'm very like YouTube-y today. In the comments below, or you can hit this button to subscribe, though I never have the button there. You can subscribe anyway. That would be nice. Nice just to like, the more subscribers you have, the more you're embedded in things. And I just want people to not be alone in this whole process. That's why I say, to like and subscribe and all that stuff. It's not, I'm not looking at this to be some influencer. I'm looking at this like to help people, because the things that I wanted or needed help with, I couldn't necessarily find. As I'm digging my nails into this, which I mentioned this before too, but since we're talking about things that help, Nido, like Nido, Needoh, this stuff is awesome. You can stick your nails in it and like pull it and it doesn't break. It's awesome. Yeah, I still get some sensory things once in a while, but this is like the best thing that I have found. Other stress balls I've literally broken. But not this Nido thing. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it's made out of. And it always goes back to its gumdrop shape. Yeah, so spread this, with people that, just to have them be aware of what resources are out there. And if you know of things that I'm not mentioning for resources, put them down in the comments below. That way, like, we can all work together to make sure that we spread information and help, and ways to get help to live our happiest lives ever. Alrighty, till next time. Bye.